Hi, and welcome to episode 17 of Beks Creates podcast. My name's Beks, and I am coming to you from a wet and windy Bristol, where I live with my partner Paul and our cat Mufasa. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Beksy Norms. So I'm back. It's been a few weeks. I think it was 3 weeks ago today that I last podcast. Pretty sure. And I just want to start off by saying thank you so much for all of your messages and well wishes over the last few weeks. I had my steroid injection little under 3 weeks ago, and sadly it didn't work. It caused me a lot of problems, really. I had it done and there were a lot of complications the week that I had it. I felt very sick afterwards. I felt very unwell. And then there was some problems caused by scar tissue from my previous surgeries, which ended up causing a lot more pain than it cured. And now it seems that any effects, good or bad, seem to have worn off. So, you know, it was always worth a try, but now I just need that surgery, and it's going to be a long wait, but I'm just going to have to knit my way through it, aren't I? So yeah, thank you so much. I had so many messages asking how I was and wishing me luck, and yeah, thank you. It means a lot to have people thinking of me, so thank you very much. But I will keep you up to date on how progress goes towards surgery, and hopefully it won't be too long before I'm fighting fit again. But in the meantime, I've got a lot of knitting to show you, and I've got quite a lot of acquisitions, and I have some plans for future knitting, so let's crack on with it. So I need to start off with an apology, because last episode I was showing all my acquisitions and I put something to one side to save for last because it was really special, and when I finished recording I realised that I'd forgotten to talk about it. So I recorded a little extra bit talking about it, and then iMovie was having absolutely none of it, and it would not import the video like with the two bits joined together. So I got fed up and I just had to upload the original bit without the extra. So I'm going to show it now because it's really special. So a few days before my injection, I received this gorgeous skein of yarn in the post. It's from the Fibre Fox. I picked up the package from the doorstep and I thought, have I ordered something that I've forgotten about from the Fibre Fox? But I opened it up and there was a lovely message from my gorgeous friends Jo and Rachel, who have been amazing this whole time that I've been ill. And they had sent me this skein of yarn, which is called Fairy Godmothers, which is just perfect. They are now my fairy godmothers. And it's just gorgeous. It's like this really buttery yellow with like speckles of blue and red, and there's some purple, and it's just gorgeous. It's really pretty. It's going to make something really springy, I think. So I just wanted to say a massive thank you to Jo and Rachel, because this really did make me smile, and I had it sat by me while I was recovering just looking at it. So thank you, girls. I'm really sorry I forgot to show it last time. Right, I've got various receptacles on the floor to throw things I finished with in, so that I don't have to like bend down too many times to pick stuff up. So I'm going to tell you now, there are a lot of finished objects this week. A lot. So I'm going to start with the first one. This was also a lovely gift from my lovely friend Suzanne, who is Green Lambkin Yarns. Suzanne and I are relatively new friends, but we are getting on like house on fire. We message most days, and Suzanne has also just had a steroid injection. So hi Suzanne, if you're watching, and I hope that you're recovering better than I did. So Suzanne sent me this lovely package in the post, and there was 2 little parcels in it. So I opened one straight away and I saved the other one and left it on the bed, so that when I came back to get into bed after my injection, I had a present to open. And I'll show you the other things later, but inside the one I opened after my injection was this amazing skein of yarn, which is called Bunny Hop. And look, isn't that the perfect name for it? I just love this because you've got this like pretty soft grey on a white background with all these little pops of neon pink, yellow, green and purple. And oh, they're just so fun. I think I knit these, they are shorty socks, but I think I knit them in 4 days. It was like 2 Zoom calls and a couple of extra hours. I decided to do shorties because I thought if I want to wear them for Easter, I'm rather hoping it'll be a little bit warmer by then. So I'm more likely to want shorty socks. And I didn't stop there because then I decided that Freya would probably like this yarn. So I made a little pair of matching shorty socks for her. And what I'm really keen to do, I haven't got around to it yet, is make a couple of little white pom-poms to go on the back. So they kind of poke out over the top of her trainers because I think she'll love that. But as you can see, if I put them up next to mine, her feet are growing so fast. She's turning into a giant. So, I mean, they were still quick because they were only 48 stitches and mine were 64. But she's growing too fast. I don't like it. Knitting for Freya is not going to be quite so quick anymore. Okay, my next finished object are another really fun one. I love these and I actually knit these while I was recovering. These are my Pair of Hearts socks by, I think the pattern's by Donna Edgar. It was a free pattern on Ravelry and I literally only used the heart lace. I worked everything else out for myself, as I often do. Let me put them both on blockers because then you can see the detail better. I've been itching to wear these. Part of the reason I really wanted to podcast today. So you see that the hearts run down opposite sides of the sock. So you've got a right one and a left one. The yarn is gorgeous. The yarn is from the Dotty Wool Company and it's called Be Mine. And it was their Valentine's colourway and it came with this little pale pink mini. And what can I say really? I just love them. Red and pink are one of my favourite colour combos. I absolutely love it. And yeah, they're just so fun and so cute. And I think I have 49 grams of the yarn left. So that's not bad going for a full pair of socks. My friend Rachel's going to have the rest of that because I know that she also loves pink and red together. So that's those. Okay, I'm going to save those ones for in a minute. The next finished object is a gift. And it's a pair of vanilla socks. So I'll just put one on the blocker. This is in yarn from Olan that Claire gave me for Christmas in the Anarchy colourway. And it's not a colour I would have chosen myself. I'm not really a brown sort of autumnal colour kind of person, but actually it was really fun to knit because some of the colours in this were incredible. And like when you come across all the speckles, that strong pink and those greens, it was actually really fun. So again, these were kind of my Zoom knitting. I did a 2x2 broken rib cuff because I quite like that for a change sometimes, although it isn't quite as grippy. I did an afterthought heel and my usual rounded toe. And yeah, that's about that with those really. But yeah, those are going onto the present pile. Now, the next ones are a pair of socks for Paul. And this is actually his second pair of this yarn. So basically I ordered a sock tube from Kelly and Nick at Lay Family Yarns because Paul has really big feet. So it's easier really to get a sock tube and then just add toes and heels for him. And I made him a pair like this for Christmas. But sadly, he put them in the tumble dryer. He's not very careful with his washing. Before I moved in, whites, darks, colours, everything went in one load. So yes, but yes, they went in the tumble dryer and they came out small enough to fit me. I think it's because they've got silk in them, so they are really delicate. So luckily I had the other half of the tube. So I added the cuffs, and what I did was I I added about an inch of the grey stockinette first, just to make sure I got enough length, but it would have been enough left to make a fairly decent length pair of socks anyway. And then I added the toes and heels. That yarn is just some stone, a second of Bird Street Yarns Stonewash colourway that Claire gave to me. And the main colour from Lay Family Yarns, I think it was one of their Ironbridge ones, and forgive me, I can't remember what it was because it was such a long time ago, but it's gorgeous. It's really, really pretty. So yes, these ones will not be going in the tumble dryer. I'm gonna have to be on high alert, even though I can't do the loading of the washing machine. I'm just gonna have to be there like eagle-eyed, making sure that he's careful with them. Right. So speaking of Kelly and Nick sock tubes, during the flock update, I also managed to snag a sock tube of this, which was just sort of a one-off colourway. I think it was one of the sort of test skeins they did for their yellow month for Rainbow Chronicles. So I grabbed it because it was a bargain, and I thought what would be perfect is if I add toes and cuffs, as I have done here. So I cut it in half, cut it into quarters, added cuffs and toes, and then when I need a quick present, all I have to do is find out the shoe size of the person I'm making them for, pop in a heel in the appropriate place, and I should have a present in about an hour and a half. So I'm really chuffed with that, and I'm really keen to do more of those. So what I need really, you know, what would be brilliant is if I had, say, a sister who was a yarn dyer, if she got a sock machine, that would be really good, wouldn't it? And then I could like take all my stash round and she could just prank it for me. I don't know, that would be good, wouldn't it, if I had that. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. Hey, love you, Claire. Okay, my final sock whip is a really exciting one. You would have heard me talk quite a long time ago that I was working on a pattern design, and I am nearly done with it. It's nearly ready to go. It's just been tricky because my brain doesn't work like it used to with all the pain I'm in and all the pain medication I'm on. So it's taken a while, but the sample is now ready. The pattern is being written up and it should be ready for a launch in a couple of weeks. But here is the sample. They are so gorgeous. I'm so happy with this. So I was very, very kindly offered yarn support from the amazing Fab Funky Fibres, who is my absolute favourite self-striping dyer. They are just so kind. So Alex and Elaine offered to send me some yarn for this. So I chose this colourway, which is called Higher Love, which is cool because I also like that song. And very helpfully, they sent me two 50-gram skeins, so I was able to match them exactly. And I just think the pattern just sings out on these. I mean, the pattern's going to be called Stripe Party Socks, and it is designed to celebrate self-striping yarn. And if that's not celebrating self-striping yarn, I don't know what is. So yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled. So I'm probably aiming for sort of around Easter time for it to launch this. So do keep an eye out. I will do an offer on them to start off with. Yeah, so watch this space. But as you can tell, I am very, very happy with those. And I should say now a huge thank you to my test knitters, who were Rachel, Suzanne and Nancy. Thank you so much for test knitting. Your contributions were really valuable and have really helped me to make a great pattern. So thank you so much. I'm still going on the finished objects. A little mini one. This, so as you know, I'm doing a swap every month of my leftover Rainbow Chronicles yarn with my lovely Jules from So Sweet Violet. And she sent me her yarns for this month, and she actually used two different ones. So I decided to stripe them, and I think it's so cute. I'm loving this little project. It's so sweet. So that's that one. Okay. Next one is my Volcano Trail cowl. So this is the Volcano Trail by Maxim Cyr, who is Max the Knitter. And this pattern I could not recommend more. I was chatting to my friend Lucy yesterday, Country Bumps, and she said she was put off at first because she thought it was knit in the round and she couldn't bear doing all the purls. But when she heard me say that it was knit flat, so it was just knit stitches, she cast one on straight away, and she sent me a picture last night. She'd finished it. So there you go. If you were holding back for that reason, there's no need to. So I felt like I learnt loads from this because I've always steered clear of any kind of seaming or sewing when it came to knitting. But I think I did a really good job of sewing that down really neatly. I learnt how to do mattress stitch, and I think I did that pretty invisibly. And I also learnt the duplicate stitch for the lava trail down the front, the lava flow, sorry. And I think I didn't do too badly on that either, so I'm pretty happy with it. The yarns are, 3 of them are from Somerset Yarns. So the top one is Jellyfish, this one is Arizona, and this one is Phoenix. And then this one at the bottom was more of that seconds of stonewash that Claire gave me. So as you see, it's like the really clever fading method, which I absolutely love, and that kept it quite addictive. And I just love the whole thing. Let me put it on, see if I can put it on without ruining my hair. So it sits really nicely. It's like, it sits nice and upright. It doesn't flop down, but it does that without being too tight round here. It sort of folds really nicely. It's really warm. It's really squishy and tactile. So I literally couldn't recommend it more. It's fantastic. And, you know, the pattern's just written so well. There's no question. They tell you exactly where to place markers and where to remove them. It's, yeah, perfect. So I can highly recommend it. And I will be making more. I reckon that's going to be a really good gift knit. And you could do it with mini skeins. You don't have to fade necessarily. You could just marl it. You could probably do it like 1 strand fingering and 1 strand mohair or a Suri alpaca. So the possibilities are endless. So big recommendation from me. Okay, I'm saving the best one for last, I think. So last time I showed you that I'd bought a kit from my lovely friend Emma at Stitching Me Softly for one of her multi-way necklaces. And while I was recovering from my injection, I made it, and here it is. So I've got it at the moment tied in the barrel design. I don't think I brought the little thing with me. In the barrel design. But there are sort of 5 or 6 other ways to wear it. It was really easy, and it was another new skill I'd learned, because it was basically a crochet I-cord, which I didn't know how to do before. So, and the instructions were so clear and easy. I'd be very tempted to order some more of Emma's threads and make some for presents, because I love them. And then it comes with this really clever metal clasp, which is so strong that isn't being pulled off of you easily. I did have a little mishap with super glue, gluing them on. I ended up with some on my fingers, and my fingers went all white and weird for about 2 days, but it was okay. That was just my fault. And it's really easy to do the tying in the different styles. So there you go, that's what it looks like on. But there are some that are a bit shorter, some that are longer, some that are really simple, some are really intricate, but all easy to do. So yeah, and now this one, what I've done is, on my wardrobe I've got a new skirt and a new top for this sort of spring summer, and I've hung it on my wardrobe door. I'm refusing to put it away, and I've got a pair of sandals underneath it, and I'm going to hang that on there, and it's going to be waiting for me for that day when it's sunny and we can have people in the garden. It's keeping me going, that it really is. Okay, actually put that down there. Okay, and finally, now you all know that I'm a very big fan of a Susan Claudino pattern. I love all her little toy patterns. I've knit probably four of them by now, but you know there's one I always come back to, and that is my good friend Bon Bon Bunny. Hi. So, hang on. The other day I stumbled across a skein of hand spun that Claire had given me, that she'd done. She can't remember the fibre, but she'd done it a while back. And I thought, oh my God, that would be so good for a Bon Bon Bunny. It would be lovely. So I measured it and it came out at 11 wraps per inch, which I Googled is roughly a DK. And although it was sort of thick and thin, I thought that's going to just add to it because it's going to make it really tactile and gorgeous. And I don't know if you can see on this here, you can see it's got sort of lovely lumpy knobbly bits, and it's just so textured and detailed. I love it. So it's come out a little bit bigger than my normal bonbons. His ears and feet are enormous, but I just love that. I think that adds to his character. And then I decided for a change, I wanted a white fluffy tail. And I asked my mum, and she had some of this, I think it's super chunky chenille yarn from Aldi. So she gave me a ball of that. And I just think that tail is perfect. I love how big it is. What I did was I normally knit the bunny on a 3.75 needle. And because this yarn was so much bigger, I knit the tail on a 2.75. So it's very tight, but honestly, there's only a few rows in the tail. So you don't have to put up with it for long. And I just adore the way he's come out. So one of my closest friends is having a baby girl in April. So this will be going off to his new owner when she is born. So I'm just so chuffed with him. He's so cute. I'm going to sit him on there. I can't bear to chuck him in the box.